this. A mother and daughter in Kentucky, Maysville to be exact, breaking the internet after the two turned down a $26.4 million offer for their family farmland to be replaced with a massive 2.2 gigawatt hyperscale data center. The daughter telling the Wall Street Journal, "What I believe in is something called Jesus Christ, and he said to occupy wherever you're standing, you occupy until he returns. If I step off this piece of property and it becomes something for an AI hub, then I have failed to occupy, and I can be held accountable for that on the judgment hour."
Her mother, Ida, saying, "Even if I had $26 million, I'd want to sit here in my chair, have my coffee, eat my food, where I always do."
New evidence indicating that Meta could be driving the project. Ida's daughter confessing to the Wall Street Journal, if she met Mark Zuckerberg, she would kick him in both shins.
This comes as big tech turns on the charm, pledging to pay its, quote, fair share and invest in local communities to fight data center backlash. Here now is Inheritance AI founder and former SpaceX and Starlink information compliance and assurance lead, Vincent Peters. Vincent, thank you for joining us tonight. It's good to talk to you. I'll just start with this. We laid out that story for you, okay? So a mother and daughter turned down a big payday because they did not want an AI data center on the land that their farm currently occupies. I would say the reservoir for goodwill when it comes to big tech is pretty low, Vincent. I know you're a fan of data centers. What do you make of the resistance?
First of all, thanks for having me dig in, Brian. And what I make of the resistance is I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a fan of data centers. I'm a fan of no data and or infrastructure being in China and or any of our adversaries' countries. A resource and a tool that is going to help America advance to the next generation of greatness being with one of our adversaries. If data centers are a part of that strategy, I'm a fan of that, but I wouldn't say I'm a specific fan of data centers in that way. It's just the strategy for America to continue to be number one in AI requires data centers.
That being said, data centers are, they're intelligence centers, and that is how, say, artificial intelligence and this kind of generational boom is being developed and produced. And I think a lot of it is just hatred of big tech. It's not it's not the not in my backyard. It's the
Absolutely.
Country people like Ida and her daughter. If they get a whiff that somebody's trying to get one over on them, and they think that they're being treated as if they're hicks, like I'm a hick, I'm a hayseed, I'm a redneck, but don't think you're going to get one over on me. They will put you out like a cigarette with the heel of their shoe. And I think, so that being said, what tech does is intangible. It's also, it's hard to have any kind of heart for what these companies do. So what do you tell these tech companies that are trying to establish these data centers on how to communicate with people in these communities?
So I think one of the guiding or two of the guiding principles for engaging these communities are to protect the residents and also do due diligence and the appropriate things in community impact, and making sure that the appropriate members of the community understand what the, what protections will be in place, as well as the impact of the data center. One being economically, also being evaluating like the environmental impact, the resources for water, for power, the pull on the grid. So just making sure the appropriate members of the community understand those impacts, and then also understanding the benefit, because most Americans, when presented with all the facts, will arrive at the appropriate decisions.
Vincent, just about 15 seconds left, but do you think big tech is learning and is going to do a better job of that ahead when they want to build new data centers?
Absolutely. Big tech is learning, no different than with airports, highways, and railroads. Were all lobbied against by local communities. When those things were new, the communities absolutely pushed back, and over time, those industries learned how to effectively deploy the services that they brought to the community, as well as establish some type of happy balance with the community.
Vincent Peters, thank you so much. But
Thank you.
good to see you. The tall order that these tech companies have is that
Yep.
I see a plane that can take me somewhere. I see a
Right.
road that can take me somewhere. Where is
I
this
see a big
technology?
box. Where's that going to take me?
Right.